Our first stop will be El Golfo, the Green Lake. But first of all, I will give you some information. No, before the awful things, some rules. So, only 2 rules. I will always open and close the doors. So you will wait only a few seconds and I will open you, because we had accidents in the past, so it's better that we are the ones that open and close the doors. The other rule is that eating and drinking is not allowed, but water, yes, you can drink water. We will go to a restaurant and we can choose the menu. The entrance will be or salad or lentil soup, and the main course will be or chicken or fish. You think about it. We have time, then in a first stop you tell me what would you like to eat. Most of the lava from Timanfaya in that eruption covered the southwestern part of Lanzarote, but there are 2 lava rivers that went on the northeastern coast. This territory here in front of us is older, okay? They are older volcanoes. You can see the difference between the new soil, only 300 years old, and the old soil. And by the way, I didn't tell you that all the mountains that you see here in Lanzarote and in Canaries are not mountains, okay? All of them are volcanoes. We are now arriving to the village of El Golfo. It's a fisherman village. And you're going to make a small walk, 2-3 minutes walk, to reach the Green Lake. The green is due to the phytoplankton that color the water, okay? But the original name, Charco de los Clicos, is from a crustacean, a prehistoric crustacean that lived in that lake. It's small, 2-3 centimeters long, that never changed during the millions of years. But now there are no more clicos in that lake. The reason is that a fisherman came to this village, El Golfo, with 2 turtles, and he didn't know where to put them. So he had an idea. He put the turtles into that lake. The result is that the turtles ate all the clicos. So this is El Golfo. Here there is even a shop and a bar, but I don't know if it opens. Normally it's closed on Saturday. So now I'll ask for information. artist. Later I will explain more about his life, but one thing is that thanks to him, only in Costa Teguise, Puerto del Carmen, Playa Blanca, and in the capital, it's allowed to build hotels, okay? Here you can find only some flats for tourists, rural villas, but not hotels, okay? And the architecture as well, we have to thank Cesar Manrique. Lanzarote is the only island of the archipelago that maintains the traditional architecture. Here in front of us we have the border of Timanfaya National Park. Here the beach is only lava, and in the green lake there is a black beach because it's lava sand, okay? It's a volcanic beach. Now the next stop is Los Hervideros. That means the kettles where the water boils, okay? Why the kettles? Because now you will see it's a place in which the lava went directly into the ocean. So the landscape is very good for to make science fiction films, okay? But you have to know that there are less taxis to make films here in Canaries, okay? So there are two reasons. So this is Los Hervideros. There is a path where you can walk, there are terraces. 20th century. Here in Lanzarote there are only 2 salt flats that are still working. One in the north, very small, only 1 person working there, and this one that we are going to visit, that was the biggest of all Canaries. It is private, the same family until the beginnings. It opened in 1895 and always produced salt in the same traditional technique. You can make photos, there is a terrace and there is a shop. You can taste different kinds of salt. We make a stop, an extra stop here, where you can have on the view from the high to the salt flat. Of a princess before the conquest. But now I want to tell you something about Cesar Manrique, the artist of past century. He was born in 1919 and he died unfortunately in a car accident in 1992. He was from Lanzarote. He was born in Arrecife. He was an artist, of course. He studied architecture in Gran Canaria, but he didn't like it, so he left university and went to study arts in Madrid. The most he traveled, the most he got aware that Lanzarote was a very important place full of possibilities for the tourism. Don't see the difference where the nature ends and art, the work of art begins. Okay, it's complete harmony with nature. people to build what you want. Cesar Manrique used to speak directly to the people, because if you have so a big project, you need the help even of the population. So there are videos, documentaries in which you see Cesar Manrique with his own car, a big loudspeaker on the top, and he went to speak directly in the small villages. Don't sell your island, used to say to the people. Don't sell your lives. Okay, the big chains of hotel will destroy Lanzarote. So he stopped many buildings. Okay, you can see him in the documentary which he goes in front of the machines and he stopped. They had to close. This is why there are unfinished hotels along the island. But even many of the hotels that are in the island are illegal. So we are in the center of Yaiza. I will tell you about Cesar Manrique all along the excursion, because there are many things to say about him. Now I want to tell you that about this church, the Los Remedios church and the square of Remedios, because the priest of this church during Timanfaya eruption used to go up on this hill and described many phases of the eruption. This is why we have information about Timanfaya eruption of the 18th century. Many people couldn't write in that time, okay? So the priest, that priest, Lorenzo Curbelo, Don Lorenzo Curbelo, used to write a diary in which described many phases of the eruption. Now this document, the original, is in a private collection. When you see small valleys like this, you will see many crop fields, because it's repaired by the wind and the humidity remains. Okay, we have a photo stop here. This village 3 years ago won a prize, a national prize, because it was the cleanest village in all Spain. Yes, but you will notice that here in Lanzarote all the villages are clean. Okay, people is lost his land. Even the people coming from Europe that came to live here love this land, so they take care of this. And this village wasn't touched by the eruption. The lava came only a few meters from the houses, but didn't touch it. The lava can reach 40 meters of deep, and more than any other houses. This was the more fertile part of Lanzarote. In Spain there are 14 national parks. This one is impossible to visit on your own, okay? You enter, park your car, and then you have an excursion 35 minutes with a bus. Well, it's not all real what I told you. You can visit national park even with another type of car. It's not a car, it's an animal. They are dromedaries. Here you can have a walk with a dromedary inside of the national park. 20-25 minutes. Yes, we call them camels, camellos. Okay, they are dromedaries, but here in Canaries we call them camellos. After the importation of machinery in the last century, they were sold again to Africa. Now the ones that live here have my own job. We have the same job. We carry the tourists all along the island. But I don't carry you on my neck, on my back, okay? Most of the lapilli that cover the crop fields are obstructed by quarries. But here they fell directly from the eruption. And I think it was here that the farmers noticed that now it was possible, but in the past the fig trees and the mulberries was the one that saved the life of people of the island. So you can see many holes in the lava ashes, in the lapilli, where they planted trees. The roots of these trees are directly in the fertile soil. This is a volcanic island, so the soil is very, very fertile. The problem is water. Before, but it was a smaller eruption, only a few months, and only 3 new volcanoes formed. One of these volcanoes is inside of the national park. The second is this one, the small one. Left, you see this white building. This is the visitor center. It's a center free, the entrance is free, where you can find all the information of geology and volcanology of Lanzarote Canaries compared to the rest of the world. There is a documentary and there is a simulation of an eruption. Now we're going out the national park and we are entering a place important for agriculture. As you can see here, the crop fields are worked. of Tao to have lunch. 10 minutes. One of the most, one of the biggest municipality of Lanzarote is called Tinajo, and when you hear names like Tinajo, Tinguaton, the volcano, Tao, Tinamala, they are names that come before the conquest, okay? They remain in use after the conquest, because it's true that the Spanish destroyed the culture, but they even mixed with the previous society. Now we stay better. Represents one of them, the Canarian fight, Lucha Canaria. It's like a sort of mix between wrestling and sumo. We have Kalima as today. Kalima is a Canarian word to describe the dust that comes from Africa and covers the sky. And 2 weeks ago ago we had the worst Kalima in 40 years. You couldn't breathe. You were already here.
No, I know.
We heard about it.
Two people
Oh, it was terrible.
One had to stay in a hotel overnight, the flight go on. Another one waited about 4 hours.
3 days, very, very awful. You can't breathe because the air is heavy. This is a work of Cesar Manrique and Jesus Soto, and it's made by recycled water tanks of boats. Cesar Manrique stayed here between the 60s and the 90s, but he always recycled the material. He was a visionary in this sense as well. It was not so trendy, and it's called in different way. This is Paoeoe, the other one is A'a from Hawaii. They are Hawaiian words. But here on the right, we have the oldest bodega of all Canaries and the 10th of all Spain. This bodega wanted to close last century, but Cesar Manrique helped them and transformed it in a museum. You can visit it, you can have degustation, and they still produce wine. On the red part, at the bottom of the red part, there is a big rock. This is the biggest volcanic bomb of Lanzarote. There is a path all around. It's possible to have a walk. And inside of that volcano came Angelina Jolie to make the movie, the Marvel movie. And planted grapes. And in every hole, we call them hoyos, there is one grape or maximum 3 plants, depending on the hoyo, on the hole. Here, the depth of the ashes is between 2 and 4 meters. The walls are called zocos, only in Canarian. This is a Canarian word. They are built to protect the plant from the wind, but not to stop the wind totally, okay? Because there are holes between, there are spaces between the rocks. Because they are built to break the wind, not to stop it completely, because the plants need oxygen. And now we're going to cross the natural monument of Ajaches, the oldest part of the island. Are you okay? You want to make a roll? So, we stay.
Chcę zobaczyć na widok.